Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is also fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Wanjigi has delivered disturbing message to William Ruto. And the truth of the matter is that revolution is actually building up against William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza government unless something is going to be done. And just like I keep on telling you on this platform, it's actually going to take a miracle for William Ruto to win in 2027. Listening to Jimmy Wanjigi, what he's trying to tell William Ruto, because it's going to form the basis of this analysis.
Munasikia maoni ya wananchi. Mumekuwa kwa power mwaka moja, na wananchi wanaumia. Najua wa Magata pahali ako, hata yeye analilia sisi wananchi hapa. Mjue wananchi wanaumia, na kama hamutarekebisha hii msafara, usicheza na wananchi. Musicheza na wananchi. Hiyo si onyo, it is the truth. It is the truth. Munafikiri sisi ni kama panya. Sisi si panya. Sisi si panya ya kukanyaga. Sisi ni wa binadamu. Sisi ni wanabinadamu. Na muwezi kila siku munaamuka munatuumiza, munaleta ushuru, munaleta sijui nini, na kwanza ni watu wa hapa ambao wanaumia zaidi. Kweli ama si kweli? Ni watu wa hapa wanaumia zaidi. Na watu wa hapa ndio waliweka nyinyi. Kweli ama si kweli? Kama si nyinyi wangekuwa hapo? Basi halafu wanakuja kumchezea. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Na mjue hii ni Januari 2024. Mumepatiwa the truth. Muko na miezi 3 namna hii. Kama hamutabadilisha hii mwenendo, miezi 3. Asanteni sana.
Now, that's Jimmy Wanjigi. And why do you think that statement by Jimmy Wanjigi is significant? For me, that statement by Jimmy Wanjigi is significant because of two main reasons. Number one, Jimmy Wanjigi was one of the few politicians that William Ruto actually used to infiltrate Azimio. Because in 2017, Jimmy Wanjigi funded, in quotes, Raila Odinga's presidential campaigns. And it was almost everywhere. Then, as Kenyans were going for the 2022 election, Jimmy Wanjigi was with Raila Odinga. Then, at some point, Raila Odinga started withdrawing from him. According to the information I had, Raila Odinga had gathered intelligence that William Ruto had started using Jimmy Wanjigi. So, by the time we were going to the polls, Jimmy Wanjigi was fully in William Ruto's camp.
In 2006, we met. And we were introduced together by a man called Charles Keter. Sijui kama yuko hapa. Waziri Charles Keter. And in 2007, wakati kulikuwa wa jamaa hapa Nairobi ambao walikuwa natafuta rafiki yangu William Ruto, alikuja kwangu kujificha. Simu nipigie makofi. Hapa Nairobi kulikuwa na organization inaitwa Mungiki, na walikuwa natafuta yeye. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Kweli. Alikuja kwangu nimfiche, atoke kwangu na askari. Mimi ndio nilieleza yeye in 2006, 2007. Saidia huyu mjamaa anaitwa Raila Odinga. Saidia Raila Odinga. Kwa sababu alikuwa ametemwa kisiasa ya MOU of 2002. Si alisaidia Si alisaidia Haya. Tusonge. Haya. 2010 rafiki yangu William Samoei Ruto 2009-2010 alikuja kwangu kunieleza huyu rafiki ambao ulisema tushikana na yeye ameanza kutema mimi sasa. Anapeleka mimi huku nje pahali inaitwa Hague. Amesema sasa mimi si rafiki, mimi ni nani? Ni adui.
So the question is, why would Jimmy Wanjigi dump William Ruto at this stage? The second reason why the statement by Jimmy Wanjigi is significant is because in 2022, Jimmy Wanjigi was actually used by William Ruto to add perceptual value to their campaigns. The truth of the matter is that in politics, certain perceptions are created. So William Ruto wanted to create a perception that he was winning support of Kenyans, especially those who are in Azimio. He managed to win the support of Ndi. He managed to win the support of Jimmy Wanjigi. He managed to win the support of Kingi and others. And Kipchumba Murkomen explained it, why they were doing that. Because they knew that as much as some of those people were not going to bring votes, there's a way they were going to change the perception. And of course, on this platform, I've always explained to you guys the value of perception in politics. So it's significant. So in this video, I want to explain to you guys the political implication of Jimmy Wanjigi's statement to William Samoei Arap Ruto. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But listen in to Jimmy Wanjigi.
I support him 101%. Street action, mandamano are embedded in our constitution. This pain must be expressed, and let it be expressed on the streets. Let it be expressed wherever, in our homes, in our churches. We must express it, because we seem to have a government that is not listening. It is not going to be an easy year. That is the reality. Over a year ago, our debt was 8.6 trillion. Today it is 11 trillion. Even after paying 2 trillion shillings to that debt. That is the biggest threat to our lives, and it continues to be. The president was very clear. It is taking 7 out of every 10 shillings, 70 out of every 100 shillings of our tax revenue, and he has to keep increasing tax because of it. It is going to grind us to a halt this year.
But why should Kenya Kwanza and William Ruto get worried about Jimmy Wanjigi's statement? Number one, Jimmy Wanjigi's statement actually proves that there is a growing rebellion against Kenya Kwanza, especially amongst those who supported him. Especially those who supported it. The truth of the matter is that politics is about interest and betrayal. So people like Jimmy Wanjigi supported William Ruto, knowing so well that they had an interest. The question is, why do you think Miguna is also rebelling against Ruto? Why do you think Panyako is rebelling against Ruto? Why do you think Cosmo Choi mwenyewe is rebelling against Ruto? Why do you think one of the most educated Luos in America, Anwar Sadat, is rebelling against Ruto? Those are people who actually stuck their necks out for William Ruto. It just confirms one thing, that indeed there's a growing rebellion against William Ruto's government, especially amongst those who supported it. So unless William Ruto is going to do something, it just shows that Kenya Kwanza is losing its popularity. Number one. Number two, the wait is also over. That is the fact. The wait is over. There is no more excuse. People like Jimmy Wanjigi were very clear that William Ruto needed time to deal with the mess that was created by Uhuru Kenyatta and the team. Why would they now come and say that the issue of taxation must be dealt with now. It simply means that if they were asking Kenyans to give Ruto time 1 year ago, it's a long time. So right now, Kenya Kwanza should deal with their minds. Listen to Jimmy Wanjigi asking Kenyans to give William Ruto time.
Tuko pamoja, are we together here? Aya. Ya pili. Because you know we are in siasa kidogo, we must talk some siasa, governor. We have got a new government. And let us not fool ourselves, this government has inherited huge problems. Huge problems. And I think it is only fair that we give this government time to deal with the problems they have inherited. Hii mambo ya ku point kila siku haina haja. Haina haja. People here are in serious problems. People are hungry. Yes or no? People are looking for the most basic of needs. You have children out of school that have no work. You have homes with no money, no jobs. And don't be fooled by anybody. These problems are going to increase long before they get better. So brace yourselves. You have unga now at 200 to 250. Maybe by the end of the year it will be about 300. This time next year, 500. This is not just our problem, it's also a global problem. So we must give this government enough time before we kosoa it.
So the fact now that he has changed and is demanding for action simply means that the wait is over. Number 3, the call for rebellion against Kenya Kwanza is gaining momentum. That is the conclusion. In fact, today, if you talk to any Kenyan, including those who voted for William Ruto, most of them would tell you that they just wish this government did not take over. You can even tell that from the statement by David Ndii himself, that they just wished Azimio had taken over government so that they were going to fail. So the call for revolution is gaining momentum, and that's something that should worry Kenya Kwanza. And lastly, it's about the perception of value, something I've been singing on this platform for a long time. Wanjigi left, Panyako left, Miguna left, and all those other people are lefting, or are leaving for that matter. It creates the perception that Kenya Kwanza is losing popularity. And that's bad news for William Samoei Arap Ruto. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.